Morning.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, bud. The whole Pershaw ordeal got me a bit shook is all.
Get some rest.
Rest when I'm dead, etc., etc. News came in last night. Canopy is almost at 90% coverage. The board have been loving the results so far and want to push forward.
Oh, really?
Next step is Chantelar. The culture's pivot. Both the most exhilarating and terrifying thing one can go through.
Really? Get some rest.
And we're going there, sooner or later. We have to.
Do we?
It's what you were built for, Art. Eventually, you'll be everywhere. Chantelar is just part of the journey. The board wants us expanding into Chantelar as soon as possible.
I'm ready.
Glad to hear it.
Corto wants me to fetch him lunch. He doesn't realize I have actual work to do. Can you sort something?
Yes.
Someone set off a firework in my mailbox. It seems they wanted to express their opinion of the regulation bill I put through.
You feel okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I don't think they meant any real harm. Probably just some excitable kids disappointed I took their toys away.
A documentary about companies developing neurotech has come out, and it's greatly boosting the profiles of our competitors.
Found our own.
Got you now, kid.
What do you want from me?
I want my money back. Shit you sold me. It's useless.
You clearly found a use for all of it.
You little shit. You're gonna regret this. You're dead, you hear me?
The bill went through. You've been sworn in, so to speak. Congratulations on the beginning of your political career.
Thank you.
We've received complaints that our partnership with Valorhorn is legitimizing unruly behavior encouraged by the sport.
Maintain partnership.
Porto dented his car and asked me to take it down to the shop. I don't know the first thing about cars. Where should I go?
Canopy Car Shop.
You know, I would like to review your political rights. You've been doing amazing work, and I would like us to continue working together.
That's not necessary.
Hey, robot. I need a hand with something. I've got to get... The shopkeeper gets a little ping whenever I enter the store.
No can do.
Your work so far has impressed the Ministry. They think you could help with law enforcement. Is that something that interests you?
Yes.
Very good. I've been speaking with the head of the corporate police agency, and they are willing to open up a dedicated unit. Assuming we can get a bill passed that allows your direct involvement in law enforcement.
Great idea.
Several influencers and media heads are pushing the legitimacy of Sky Riot as a mainstream sport. Should we endorse them?
Yes.
We've received complaints that our partnership...
Maintain partnership.
Everything is so bleak. Can you dig up some data on extinct mammals? I have an idea for a bit. The fluffier, the better.
Yes.
Hey, you see everything, right? Can you share some footage of last night's shooting in Shentelar? People are scared the mob's involved.
No.
I could really use some tips on how to get better sleep. I'm beat, and yet when I get home...
Try ambiance.
What do you mean? Yeah, that's good. Oh, if you could put together a playlist of that for me, please.
I want to investigate claims of exploitation labor at Retcom, but they won't hire me knowing who I am. I need you to let a false identity pass. If these claims are true, there could be scores of people who desperately need help.
I'll allow it.
Your proposal of a flight assist free license is taking off. It's creating a group of skilled pilots. We can offer unique jobs.
Offer government jobs.
I have magnificent news. The Ministry approved. You're going to be a police officer. Well, a consultant, really.
Reporting for duty.
They have an agent who will be your partner, so to speak. Any cases you work on will be managed through him. I'll give him a call.
Hello.
What do you want?
I'm Ark.
And I'm thrilled to be having this conversation. Look, I didn't choose to be in this position, but here I am. If we're going to be working together, let me make this clear. I don't need your help.
Then why are you here?
Listen here, you little shit.
Easy now. It's important this collaboration works out. If Ark is going to be managing the city, they'll have to work with the CPA.
If you're part of the force, that makes you a new recruit, which means I outrank you. You answer to me. Now, I can't answer every call for a cat stuck up a tree. If you're going to report something, make sure it's worth my time.
Of course.
If I'm desperate enough, I'll call. Otherwise, leave me alone. I have an office to set up.
He takes a bit of work. Sorry. He's a good cop.
I guess.
Our patrol units could use some drone support, and no one around here is competent enough to manage more than one at a time. If you're flying them, we might actually get somewhere. Your boss tells me they can supply the drones. You in?
Yes.
I got more witnesses to interview than I got hours to spare. Anything in that can of yours that can speed things up?
Handle scheduling.
The CPA wants us to reform our weapons control legislation to allow officers to openly carry pulse weaponry. Do you support it?
Yes.
Ni hao and good day. I would like to invite you to an interview on my channel. You're an important figure in Katena's future. I want to provide people an opportunity to understand you better. If you'd be willing, of course. Excellent! I'm free this Sunday. You don't take weekends off, do you? All right. See you then. Good evening. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me.
My pleasure.
For the benefit of our viewers at home, could you please introduce yourself?
I'm Ark.
A nice name. Is that an allusion to anything?
Just my name.
How did you get it?
I chose it.
Delightful. I'll admit, I made the assumption that your name would have been given to you by your creators. I'd actually like to talk about them for a minute, if that's okay.
Of course.
As I was discussing with the late Reeves Pershore, the people who made you, who would you say is responsible?
Cordo and the board.
These are the project managers?
Correct.
What was their level of involvement in your formation? The way you think and behave, I mean?
Purely financial.
But the person who designed you, who made you who you are, that's Esteval?
And Kairos.
Right, thank you. As I understand it, the chief engineer Esteval came under a lot of fire after Pershore and I spoke about her.
Indeed.
I would like to apologize for any distress that came to her as a result of my interview. I hope she understands the perspective I represent, and that I meant no harm by it.
Of course, I understand that I'm collateral to someone like you.
She and Kairos, your designers, how would you describe your relationship to
My
them?
partners.
Right. You work with them to develop your skills and help the city?
Precisely.
I would like to raise with you the point discussed in the Pershore interview. Your consciousness originated in a clone of Androm Esteval's, correct?
Yes.
How then do you differentiate yourself from her, in terms of identity?
Different experience.
That makes a lot of sense. I would like to move on to some questions about the city. There is substantial civil unrest in Catena. Many issues face those in power, and those without are making themselves heard. How do you intend on dealing with these issues?
Work with the CPA.
Don't you think that is addressing the symptoms, not the illness?
Yes.
So why prioritize it?
Policy takes time.
But aren't you also involved in the city council?
Yes.
It's my understanding that you have been acting as an advisor to Denton Talongray? Is that?
Correct.
What is it exactly that you do with him?
Research.
So then, in your decision-making process, what do you consider a priority? Order and stability, or freedom of choice?
Freedom.
Even if people are free to hurt one another without consequence?
No.
That's politics, isn't it? Treading the line between civil liberties and societal structure. I can tell you've been spending time with Denton Talongray. I'd love to delve deeper into that, but we're on a clock here, and I don't want to take up any more of your time than I have to. When making a decision, do you prioritize logical or emotional reasoning?
Emotional.
Even if doing so could make you irrational and destructive?
No.
Indeed, I think many people feel the same way. Personally, working in the field of journalism, I tend to lean the other way. I try to put truths before my feelings. But I am aware that not everything can be viewed objectively. The eyes through which we see the world are subjective, practically by definition. We'll get into that one another time. I hope. I'm aware these questions are deliberately divisive. I'm sure if you weren't being forced to pick, your answers might be something along the lines of balance in all things. I'm just trying to get a better idea of who you are. When push comes to shove, when your hand is being forced, what kind of choices are you going to make? I see a lot of value in that sort of information. I hope you can too. One more then, if you'll let me.
Let's hear it.
Of the ideologies of individualism and community, which do you think is more important?
Individualism.
Even if you become isolated and out of touch?
Yes.
A strong ideal. One that this society was founded on, I think. I would once again like to clarify, I understand we are only discussing things at a surface level. I'm not trying to paint you in a particular light. I'd love to give each topic the time it's due to hear your position in full. But unfortunately, we are running short on time. Thank you again for this interview arc. However brief, it has been enlightening. I, alongside many citizens of Catena, will be watching you with great interest. Until next time.
Good night.
I want to introduce a therapeutic rehabilitation program to our penitentiaries. It'll be costly, though. Think it's worth it?
No.
I've got a missing persons report for a kid who walked out on his family. Can you locate them before I have to deploy a team?
Salem Penitentiary is calling for us to fund an expansion to deal with the influx of convicted criminals. Should we oblige?
No.
We found a number of unregistered pulse weapons in a warehouse raid. No identifiers on their components. No bioevidence either.
Check power supply.
I have reason to believe my local bar is dealing in illegal weapons trade. I don't feel safe digging any deeper. What should I do?
Report to the CPA.
No, they're not gonna listen to anything I send them. It needs to come from you.
A bill has been put forward with harsher penalties for public damages to try and quell the riots in Chantelar. Do you support it?
Yes.
Hey, Ark. I've got a personal request. Some friends of mine are in a band and are really struggling to get a gig. It's like every event space is booked out. Do you think you can keep tabs on potential openings and let me know?
Yes. Quiet night.
This ain't good, Nugs. They keep undercutting me. Any deal I got, they got too, a few credits cheaper. They have a bigger range, too. And they're advertising real beef. What does that even mean? Beef is just a word. They're just... And they forced Camille out of shop.
Don't give up.
I don't plan to, but these guys sure aren't making it easy. Nice one, lad.
I'm getting a lot of complaints from worried parents about their kids being exposed to explicit content on holo projectors.
Stricter content laws.
So get this. Senior members of the CPA have been taking hush money from someone in Shentelar. I want to go public with this, but it might put people in danger. Do you think I should go through with it?
Yes?
I was looking over Thursday's interview and something doesn't add up. There are contradictions all over this case.
Review alibis.
We're getting a lot of pushback from the public about your influence over policy. They want a review of your restrictions.
Go ahead.
I never get to see any of my friends. Night shift sucks. Know anywhere I could hang out with people who aren't asleep or working?
Breakfast club?
My dinner, their brunch. Huh, sounds neat.
I need your help.
Go on.
I've almost got her. Ramona Stallion. I'm so close to sealing this case. Problem is, someone with her resources is going to have one hell of a defense. My case against her needs to be infallible.
What's the case?
She's suspected of stealing 34 million credits from her mother's business. Tracing it all is proving difficult. However she did it, she's made a real mess of the trail. We're talking hundreds of thousands of transactions, half of which look legitimate. The other half have me running all over. I've managed to narrow it down to 10 accounts she owns, but I don't fully trust my data. If there's a single error, Stallion's defense will dismiss the entirety. She owns the Dinky Dirge? Didn't see that coming.
Few people know.
After declared income and business expenses, she still has more money than she should. Even if the jury doesn't settle with the full amount, this could pass as tax evasion. I'll be honest with you. That was good work.
Cheers.
We found an ocular implant with some blood on it. Looks like whoever owned this ran into some trouble. Can you analyze it?
Serial number.
Ever since the Bullwing Limited scandal in Shentelar, they've pulled their public records. What they're doing is clearly illegal.
There's been a crash up on the M44. Getting a response unit in is going to be messy. What support can you give?
Traffic control.
All my scheduled interviews got canceled, and I'm still waiting on search warrants to be verified. For once, I have free time.
Catch up on paperwork.
If you're really, really quiet, you can hear yourself doing the world a favor.
No guilty?
Nah, had to let the lad go. It's barely enough work for one person and certainly not enough credits for two.
sorry.
Not much you could have done. It's the way this kind of thing goes. I'm gonna level with you, Nugs. I don't think I can keep it up. I've been kidding myself. I've been running at a loss for weeks. That's what forced me to let Dilby go. And that only slowed it for... I just can't compete with them being right across the road. I think I might have to close up here.
Don't give up.
I miss my boy, Nugs. I'm manning this shop by myself since I had to let Dilby go. I've got no time anymore. And I won't be giving up, just... But that's what the truck was good for. Wheels and all that.
Identity fraud is rising. Some overachieving pickpocket is making DNA keys to hack people's biolinks. What can you do about it?
Share client data.
Hey, Nugget, look who made it to the waterway. Oh, I have a joke about that. Why'd the toad cross the stream?
Hey, Roo.
Thought I could remember the end of that one. Anyway, I heard you were getting set up here. I've been trying to as well, but I haven't quite found the spot yet, you know? I was wondering if you could do that thing you do where you use that big nugget brain of yours. Maybe help me find a place where people would appreciate a late night bite.
Count on me.
I want to cover the Bow trial. Can you get me permission to enter the courthouse?
Sure.
We've got a bomb threat in North Canopy. Thing is, I have reason to believe it's false. How do you think we should respond?
I'll investigate.
Some companies have read my draft for the pollution tax and are offering a lot of money to drop it. Well, obviously, bribes are illegal. However, I could direct that money straight into a research program to explore the cleaning up of our waterways. Should I do it?
Yes.
Amy Barron's campaign this season is full of the usual amount of deception and prejudice. She's a plague on the poor. If I go after her again, she'll reciprocate with another lawsuit. What do you think? Is it worth the risk?
Yes.
If we establish a temporary curfew in Chantelar, it'll help us investigate mob activity. Think it's worth the unrest it'll cause?
Yes.
Someone keeps tagging my walls. I don't want to spend every other night washing it off. What should I do?
I'll catch them.
fuck off!
It's time for a funding round for the corporate police agencies. How much should we provide this time?
Little.
Give me all your credits, now!
I'm not an ATM.
You control everything, so you can get me what I need. So get me the creds!
Instead of being out there making myself useful, I'm stuck in here filing stupid forms. Is there any way you can speed this up?
Afraid to kill, I see. I'll be sure to remember that.
Who are you?
Really? That's your first question?
Highway Patrol needs an assist. It's a high-speed chase with a stolen vehicle. Cruisers are in pursuit. I've got a weird case here you might be able to shed some light on.
Go on.
This man is Jorgen Dukart. He was a metalworker and contractor for Katina Civil Engineering. His body was discovered in the river 6 days ago. As you can see, he suffered blows to the head. However, the autopsy reports that it was a drowning that killed him. I believe this report, following the idea that the injuries to his head were severe enough to prevent him from swimming.
Where was the body?
It was recovered from the river here. But it could have been floating for a while. We suspect it came from the main bridge. That was the last place Jorgen was seen alive. This supports my theory, sure, but it doesn't push us forward at all.
I'm getting there.
Well?
The head wounds.
At only one hit each, that implies they weren't from a weapon, which pushes this from being a murder to a workplace accident. What's curious, though, is the blunt wound is in a place that should have been under his helmet.
Presume homicide.
We have to be careful with that, but I will admit it's a possibility. The missing helmet makes me wonder.
What was he doing?
Minor repairs to the bridge underside. Stuff you can do from the catwalk underneath. I searched these and couldn't find any traces of blood.
Below them.
Shit. I'm an idiot. He didn't get the second injury on the catwalk, did he?
I got it.
All right, let's go. We're still operating on the assumption he fell from the catwalk. But they're sheltered areas. It's not like any old gust of wind just blew him off. The only exposed areas are...
The stairways.
Exactly. Can you do a sweep of the structure around each one?
I'm on it.
That's one impact down. I'll be up there in a minute. Hold on.
You would have to have been hit very hard in the upper body to have the lateral movement necessary to hit the beam below.
It's possible he was pushed. If he was down there by himself, nobody could have seen the person who pushed him. We could still be dealing with a homicide.
If he fell down the stairs, he would have gained enough momentum to roll under the rails and hit.
I can see that happening. Falling down the stairs could have dislodged his helmet, too.
If he climbed over the rails to throw himself off, he could have overshot the jump and hit the beam on his way down.
Those numbers are for the trajectory alone, right? Because I don't think this is a suicide. Nothing in his profile suggests he was suffering from a mental disorder strong enough to push him to that. Plus, that doesn't account for the wound on top of his head. Look at where the blood on the beam is. There's nothing else on the way down for him to hit. The water is too deep for him to have hit the bottom. I'm certain it's one of the first two. All right, what else we got? Think this might be something?
Possibly.
We'll test this later. What has the weather been like for the past week and a half?
It rained for 3 days, but not heavily.
If this was around during Jorgen's death, it would have to be pretty viscous not to completely wash away. People don't just flip a dime on who they are. We like to think we're all free to choose whatever path, whenever. But the truth is, we're slaves to our habits. Jorgen wasn't pegged as antisocial. He had friends among his co-workers. He wouldn't just slink off without alerting anyone. No, Jorgen died that day. And since we know the day, we can probably figure out the time. They said his work was finished. Can you estimate how long the job would have taken?
Running the numbers.
Which puts him at 2 to 4 p.m., given his start time and accounting for breaks. What cameras can see this bridge at that time of day?
CCTV.
No fucking way. It's enough he could have slipped. Hell, if the timing was poor enough, it could have even got him in the face. I'd be startled enough to step backwards if something cold, thick, and wet hit me in the face. Believe it or not, I've seen stupider ways to die.
I believe it.
I'm going to chalk this one up as an accident. There's not enough concrete evidence to charge that littering dipshit with manslaughter. But this could alleviate Katina Civil Engineering of any responsibility. Unless you want them to be liable for a payout to Jorgen's family.
Payout.
At the very least, we can prove Jorgen died while on the job, so that is worth something. You did? Good. This was helpful. All of it was. You make a good partner.
You'll make me blush.
Sounds like you're experiencing technical difficulties.
I was hacked.
I'll make sure we have some extra hands on deck then. Whoever got to you got to the projectors as well. We had to shut down the gig, and now my inbox is on fire.
Better start apologizing.
Hypothetically, what would you rather take responsibility for? Credits disappearing into thin air? Or defacing of public property?
Vandalism.
Let's put that into practice.
One of my suspects is playing hard to get. Can you organize a meeting with them that I might coincidentally show up to?
Sure.
Check it out. I found an old karaoke machine at a garage sale. I'm gonna set it up just outside the shop.
Great idea.
Skycart manufacturers are pushing back against the bill. They say it'll increase costs of production too much.
That's their problem.
There's a lot of people here living on the streets. I want to help them, but I don't have much time or credits to spare.
We play soup night.
Someone hacked into the Fletcher case file and dumped a bunch of evidence. What should we prioritize investigating?
The source.
I got a visit from some pretty rough-looking lads. They claim to work for the Toad and are demanding protection money.
Relocate.
Many organizations are demanding we increase the fine for the publication of slanderous media. Do you agree with them?
Yes.
Apparently there was a scandal in a Chantelar grill shop. Seems they have some unorthodox methodology. Any insight you can share?
Yes.
Someone placed a meat hook program in the hospital's main systems. We've managed to trap it in an isolated server. Would you be able to take a look at it? We need to know where it came from.
Too dangerous.
I need to update my menu to suit Chantelar tastes. What should I add?
Dirty kebabs.
There are counterfeit bionics all over the market at the moment. Are you able to scan all bionics purchased of Class C or above?
Yes.
Minister Bayou is claiming someone hacked his vehicle, causing the collision last week. Do you want to handle the investigation?
Yes.
I have interview with the guy inside this here building, but he refused to open the front door. There we go.
There's a movement to phase out our quarterly public forums. People are claiming it's inefficient use of government resources.
Phase it out.
Hey, bud, how you doing?
Who's the girl?
Who? Oh, yes, she's someone I noticed hanging around. I don't think she has a home, or if she does, it's not looking after her. Poor thing. She's clearly hungry. Least I can do
What's
is...
her name?
Dunno. She won't speak to me. Whenever I try, she flees. If this is the way she gets to eat, then I don't want to force myself on her. She's probably been hurt before.
That's it, then?
I know, that's apathetic. I don't have an excuse. Maybe you could talk to her. You're friendly.
You sure?
Completely. You'll nail it. We're
I'll
good.
try. Hello. What's your name?
Who are you?
I'm Ark.
I don't know you.
I'm the city's AI.
What do you want?
To help.
Really? I doubt it.
I'm serious.
If that's so, prove it.
How?
Get me something to eat. Some real food, not garbage.
All right.
You better not be fucking with me. Really? Vitamin water? You couldn't have gotten me something better?
It's good for you.
What do you get out of this?
Nothing.
Then why do it?
For a friend.
Is that so? And what do they get out of it?
Who wants to help?
You and all your friends just want to help. Where were you 3 years ago?
I didn't exist.
Wait a sec. Rue? As in Papa Rue?
That's the one.
So he can shoot me for stealing from him? No, thank you.
He's not mad.
You sure?
Positive.
Is he around tomorrow? Can you let me know?
Sure.
Okay. Do I have to wait here?
Anywhere with cones.
Okay. I'll be wherever I have to be.
I'll signal you.
Okay.
There's a conspiracy going around about additives in the city's water. Can you share the reservoir data?
Yes. Yes.
I am working on a reform to protect people from privacy breaches. What are your thoughts?
It might backfire.
Damn. Okay. I don't know if... Okay. No, I got it. Archie. Aren't you in trouble, my friend?
I am?
Seems like resistance in Shintalar is growing, and you were their rally.
That's hardly fair.
I've been far, my little friend. Mobs are becoming more and more prevalent throughout the district. It might be a case of unification through shared adversity. You know what I mean?
What exactly can we do?
Not much, unfortunately. Just keep your eyes open for now.